Guten Tag, boys and girls, and welcome to But It Was Aliens, the bitching podcast where we hashtag probe whether an alien occurrence really was an alien occurrence. I'm your lead investigator, researcher, and all-around good egg for the day, Kevin the Grey, and I'm here with my co-host, non-researcher, dastardly bastard, downright wanker, cockpiece, and all-around rotten egg, Granville Moonwalker. How you doing, son?
I'm good, son. I moonwalked here.
Hast du ein frisches Häuschen an?
Huh?
Hast du ein frisches Häuschen an?
Where's Kev? Who are you? Who are you and where is Kev?
I'm a man with a fresh pair of panties on.
I know for sure.
And that was,
Anyway, back off that. Where's Kev?
That was that in German, son. Let me ask you a question. Have you heard of a man named Adolf Hitler?
Who hasn't heard of Adolf Hitler?
Well, what if I told you that there were some pretty deep connections between the Nazis and aliens?
What do you mean?
Connections.
What, as in Nazis were aliens? Or that's just rude. Or
What's rude?
aliens visited Nazis. Or the other way around. Did the Nazis go and visit aliens?
Well, perhaps a little bit of both, my friend, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's begin this
Intriguing.
file. Victor Schauberger. Have you heard of this man?
Sure.
Berger. Yes. Have you heard of him?
Sure.
Berger. That's
No,
what I said.
I haven't.
You
Where
haven't?
is he?
Right. Well, I'm going to refer to him as Victor on account of being uncertain as to the pronunciation of his surname. Meanwhile, I cannot do anything regarding saying Schauberger other than go, Schauberger! It just comes out. Now, Victor
Natural.
was a German. No, he was an Austrian. An Austrian whom would later come to be known as the anti-gravity water wizard. Victor came from a line of foresters. Something amusing about that?
Carry on. I'll wait.
An Austrian who would later come to be known as the anti.
What is a water wizard?
It's a wizard of the water variety. He does magical crap with water. Things you wouldn't think possible with water.
Is that a title? Like, you know how computers they have it's called the wizard. It knows how to do everything. Does he know everything about water? Therefore, he's called a water wizard. Please do not tell me that he had a wand.
He may well know more about water than anyone alive today, but I cannot confirm that he had a wand.
Okay. Continue.
So, Victor, this expert of water, came from a line of foresters stretching back 400 years. Victor knew the land, he knew nature. This man knew that going to university would restrict his intuition. He actually refused his father's request to go to uni because he thought it would make him less creative. I love the thought of that. A parent has saved 18 years for their child's tuition fees, so they don't have to do the shitty work the parents did. The fees are all paid up front. The kid's like, no, Pa, I'm gonna do exactly what you do and spread some shit on the produce.
Oh, I love that. Right, so let me get this straight.
We barely started. There's not much to get straight. We have a man called Victor.
He's an anti-gravity water wizard. I mean, we need to get that straight.
We'll get to that.
Is he Harry Potter in disguise?
He.
Is he who Harry Potter was based on?
I don't know that Harry Potter was a wizard of the water variety. I recall Harry Potter having a wand.
Yeah, but he was weak and he cried a lot.
He went to Hogwarts. This man refused to go to university.
Few creative licensees. He was like, yeah, let's just send him to uni. But Hogwarts. Imagine this guy went to Hogwarts.
And what? Pisses on everyone.
Is that what his water wizard power is?
No.
He'd piss on Snape.
Snape would love it.
Rest in peace, Alan Rickman.
So it was with self-directed wisdom that Victor developed some advanced theories, looking to nature and the past. Victor eventually ascertained that there are two forms of motion, outward and inward. So like when you do a fart or when you sniff a fart. Outward motion.
I'm not going to lie. That same thing crossed my mind, but I was going to be a bit more, how do I say, polite with it. I was going to say, so when you push something and when you pull it.
You could push and pull a fart. Oh, that was a pull-up.
Boy.
Outward motion expands and can include heat. Meanwhile, inward motion includes coolness, suction, vortexes, and health benefits. No questions so far. Good. I'm really glad glad that you have no questions. So Victor studied water so closely that he eventually...
How do health benefits come into this?
So Victor studied water so closely that he eventually managed to use those two concepts of motion to develop an engine that produced high-quality spring water alongside a suction force comparable to a typhoon.
Better not be a goddamn animal.
This was called the Climator.
What?
Climator. It was his Climator that caught the attention of the Nazis. Adolf Hitler met with Victor in 1934, but Victor refused to weaponize water, ultimately resulting in Victor's forced labour with an Austrian concentration camp. It was there that Victor was forced to work on a prototype flying saucer called Vril 7. It was also there that Victor invented what was called repulsine to power the saucer. But fortunately, the war was ended, and with it ended Nazi war machine research and development. Or did it? The British, American and Russians all fought a tug of war over valuable scientists, and Victor's work fell into Russian and American hands. The Americans took hold of Victor himself. It's said that they held Victor prisoner until he disclosed his secrets, before ultimately dying a poor man.
Poor bastard.
Who knows what happened to his ideas, but let me leave you with this. In the 1930s, there were many UFO sightings in Austria. After the war, late 40s and 50s, UFO sightings became prevalent somewhere else. Where? America!
Climator.
Problem?
It's a terrible name.
It's an amazing name.
Vril 7.
Imagine being able to tell your wife that you'd invented the Climator.
I don't think that's the type of Climator he was creating here.
It used gushing...
Oh, that's so vile. So the Vril 7, the flying saucer that was created,
Yes.
did it work?
So the rumours say. We don't have any first-hand evidence, but what we do have is evidence of Germans being prosecuted in court for killing many, many scientists at research bases because they knew the secrets to the flying saucer and they didn't want the technology to fall into the Allies' hands.
Ah, so a case of, you fucking know too much. Execution style.
But
Those that know cannot tell.
But that's not all, son.
Well, I could have cut the tongues out.
Have you heard of Die Glock?
Wait. Sorry to cut you off. Victor's a poor bastard, really, isn't he? Think about it. Created a flying saucer.
He's not had the best of lives. Life is tough being a water wizard.
So, the Nazis and aliens, at this point, had they been visited by aliens? Because if not, how did they know about flying saucers?
We're getting ever so slightly ahead of ourselves here.
Okay, I won't kill your story off for you. But poor Victor.
For me? Hold on, you won't kill it off for me? Are you suggesting I'm going to kill it myself?
No.
The story is on the gallows. Wait.
I'll tell you everything. Just let me live. It's a dodgy noise to make me die.
Have you ever had your head cut off?
No, but I've seen a chicken get his head cut off.
Was it aliens?
No, when I was little. I went on holiday to Barbados and I saw a chicken get its head cut off.
That sounds like a lovely holiday for a child.
What tripped me out is the fact that the body just keeps running around. That was weird.
Are chickens aliens?
Are aliens descendants from chickens?
So have you heard of De Glock?
Think about it.
De Glock, otherwise known as the Bell.
The Glock 9?
Not that Glock. Otherwise
9?
known... Not that one either. Otherwise known as the Bell, was rumoured to...
End.
It was not that bell either.
That was too easy.
But was
I'm
that
sorry.
bell based on the Glock?
9.
Think about it. Not the Glock 9. So the bell was rumoured to have anti-gravitational and time-manipulating properties. The bell was a rotating...
How? Sorry. How?
Patience. The bell was a rotating glowing thingy which had an anti-gravitational effect. Documents leaked down the years suggest that Die Glock was at the heart of the German space program. One of the highest ranking Nazi officials tried after the war, Sporenberg, confessed to the existence of the bell and admitted murdering 60 scientists and engineers to conceal the bell's existence, with the Russian army approaching.
Ah, he's a twinny.
Absolutely, but that is court documented fact, and it gets stranger. There is a late 1800s artist who painted the bell before it is known to be in existence. Did Nazi engineers work on the bell before the war, or was the artist, Delachaux, in contact with aliens who would ultimately be responsible for the war? This thing was like the portal to the upside down. It cut through space or time, or let them fly or some shit.
Right. So the bell was painted by this guy before it was created.
Indeed.
Have you thought that they made the design for the bell from his painting?
Or did they make the bell and then go back in time and tell him about it, to document it, to inspire them to make it?
Maybe he saw it when they went back in time. You know how, like, when someone time travels in a film and then they mutter something, someone hears it as they're walking by, and then all of a sudden when they go back into the future, that's been created. For example.
I'm glad there's more to this.
Say, for example, two people from the future where trains exist. They travel back to a time trains don't exist. And they're talking about, hey, wouldn't it be quicker if we could just hop on a train, you know, get from A to B, blah, blah, blah. Obviously the guy, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Your story is on the gallows, sir. Any last words?
Wait. I can get out of this. I know I want to say, but I just can't get the words.
I feel there are no last words here.
Take it. Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Have no idea what you mean. It is said that when the war was lost, the Nazis loaded the bell onto a gold train and buried it under a Polish mountain. Excavation...
A train! See?
No.
Of gold. Gold!
Excavation attempts have yet to find this train, but let me leave you with this. It's been suggested that Roswell was actually experimentation with the bell.
The Roswell.
The Roswell.
So,
They stole the Glock and did some crazy shit with it.
whereabouts is this gold train supposedly buried?
There've actually been several attempts to find this gold train, but they haven't managed to yet.
Where
I
specifically
can't tell you
is
the
this
exact
gold
name of the mountain, but it's a mountain in Poland that there's been several excavations, but they haven't got it.
How much would it cost?
Or did they get it and take it to America? America!
Your passport in date.
Yes.
You got a holiday left.
Yes.
So we go to Poland.
And find the gold train.
Let's find this train.
We'll bury into that mountain.
I have no idea how we're going to get it back.
We're going to drive it. It's a train. The bigger problem is how to get into the mountain, I would imagine. You need
We'd find the bell first.
But it's in the mountain. You can't find it without going into the mountain.
Just find them both.
You've got a tunnel.
Get out with the bell.
Once we've got the bell, things become easy. We just fiddle with it.
There's an end in sight.
Fiddle with the bell. But that's not all, son. As you may have realised, Hitler, or at the very least, some senior ranking Nazis, fricking loved the occult. But some of their scientific experimentation unfortunately paid off. You're familiar with the V2 rocket?
The name rings a bell. Like, can't tell you what from. I've just heard it. Could be a video game, could be a film, could be a history book.
Could be a rocket. The V2 rocket was in service.
It could be a rocket.
Your intellect just hit genius level. You've levelled up, friend.
Tell me about it.
The V2 rocket was in service from 1944, having been produced in 1942.
Wait. Do you also know it was in service from 1944?
Where did you learn this fact?
I don't know, it just came to me. Genius, son.
Genius level intellect. Now, the V1 was a cruise missile, and by the way, I should probably add at this point that the V stood for vengeance. But the V1 was developed to bomb England, and they had limited range, meaning that they had to be launched from the French and Dutch coast. These bastards were either remote controlled or had pre-programmed guidance systems from launch via catapult or dropped from bomber aircraft. The V2, though, was basically a spaceship. They took 5 minutes to get from the Netherlands to London, and they hit without warning. They hit before you could even hear them. They were the first man-made object to travel into space on 20th June 1944.
Bear with me just a second. This is going to sound very, very bad. But technology that got you from the Netherlands to London in 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't we replicated that and used it to travel? Or is it just too dangerous?
Riding on a warhead probably would not be advisable.
Be fun.
And also life-ending.
YOLO!
Literally. But where the hell did the science to leave the planet come from? Nobody else in the world had technology like this. Aliens, surely. But let me leave you with this. After the war, there was a race between the Allies to capture technology and personnel. The Americans took on more than 100 key figures in the development of the V2. When did UFO sightings become prevalent in America? After the war!
They were testing that shit, weren't they?
Absolutely.
They were creating UFOs. Well, we say they're UFOs. They're UFOs to those that don't know what they look like. So if you imagine
That's why they're unidentified.
Someone in 1910 saw a Black Hawk helicopter now, they would freak the
they
out.
would freak the out.
So, was it really a UFO? Well, it was a UFO because it was unidentified. But was it aliens? Or was it just the Americans testing a new type of aircraft?
Wow. That's the argument, isn't it? But where did technology come from?
Water wizards.
But that's not all, son. As we have established, Nazis were obsessed with the occult.
And water wizards.
They've done so much dirty shit, we could focus a whole episode on it.
Is this not what we're doing now?
It's time to probe this bastard. So far, we've kind of focused on tech, but did you know that a swastika itself is a reference to aliens? We know that German technology fueled the space race and much of the technological advances of the 50s and 60s. But where did the Nazis get their ideas? Let me drop some truth on your allied ass. In 1936, it is alleged... Did your ass just ping?
Did.
Drop. Ping!
Bounced off.
Do you have a hollow metal ass?
Ass of steel, son. And squat for nothing.
In 1936, it is alleged, truthfully, via Russian documents, that a flying saucer crashed in the Black Forest on the Nazi German countryside.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, truthfully. The German army, in the process of becoming a world superpower, were quick on the scene. When word reached Hitler, he ordered close examination of the remains, and the remains were moved to a facility under 24-hour security. This craft was reverse engineered, advancing Nazi technology way ahead of what was known at the time. The crash was the inspiration for wingless flight and the Nazi obsession with exotic technology, including the Bell. This fact may have been covered up by the Americans and Russians for 70 years. But let me leave you with this. Stalin was well known to actually be frustrated because both Germany and the US had UFO crashes and he felt left out.
Aww, they didn't want to come and play. Little baby Stalin left out.
He literally wanted Russia to be attacked by aliens. What a leader.
Well, he didn't say attacked. He was jealous that they didn't crash.
He wanted them to be killed in Russia.
Essentially, he wanted a drunk driving alien to crash into Russia.
But that's not all, son.
Don't drink and fly.
It's been reported that tall whites, a race of aliens...
What?
Problem?
Continue.
Tall whites, a race of aliens, otherwise known as Nordic aliens, are behind Nazi Germany's rise. Why would they pick the losing side, or indeed, if they are superior, let it happen? Son, when we think of aliens, we think of Mars Attacks, bitch. Independence Day, bitch. Predator, bitch. How big is Batista's dick? Bitch.
I don't like
Signs,
your tone.
Bitch. Alien. Bitch. Aliens. Bitch. The aliens come to take our planet or to kill us.
Don't you claim my alien films like they're yours? You didn't even know they existed.
What if there's another reason for the alien visitations? Humans have been known to bet on horse racing or even dogfighting. What if these bastards are just playing a galactic game of battleships with us for their own amusements?
If this is the case, I have one question. If you bastards are up there and can hear us, what do we get if we, side with you? Can I opt out? Can I come and join? Send me a sign? Flashing light?
How much would you shit your pants if right now the lights started flashing? You would
I
literally
would
squeal. Oh my god! It's aliens!
Sorry, this cream chair would no longer be cream. But it would be aliens. We would have proof. I would do that for
You'd shit
the
yourself
fate of mankind.
for mankind.
Of course I would. Depending on what I get out of it.
Imagine an alien slumber party is going on and these tall white bastards have whipped out the Nintendo 9078 to play Earth up.
Do I get to go and play Nintendo 9000? That's my question.
9078. There's no such thing as a Nintendo 9000.
And 78. Do I get to go and play? Is there Mario Kart 9078?
Mario Kart Quadruple Dash.
It's the second best one. I'm not in. Mario Kart 64 for the win. And if you disagree, you're a grey.
These bastards could be behind every single war. They're basically playing frickin' tiddlywinks with each other. I'm going to send Napoleon at you. I'm going to send Hitler at you.
Who would win in a fight between Hitler and Napoleon? Like an actual...
In a fist fight?
No weapons, no army, just them two in a room. Like you lock the doors, fight to the death.
Is there high ground and low ground in said room?
Nope. Just plain wall. Padded wall. Soft. There's nothing to smack each other's heads on.
So it's just the power of the fist, basically.
The power of the fist. And the foot and the choke. And the eye
Napoleon
poke.
was somewhat small, wasn't he?
Hit to the balls.
Whereas Hitler was
Finger in the
really-
bum.
I'm not sure that's going to win you a fight.
Tried it.
Have you tried it, sir?
That is irrelevant. Please continue.
I'm going Hitler. I think one-on-one, Hitler's just such an angry bastard, isn't he? And he's also completely drug-addled. Napoleon could hit him and Hitler would not feel a thing.
I'm going Napoleon.
Have you gone Napoleon just because I went Hitler? And because he's slightly less looked down upon these days?
No.
That's definitely a yes.
I'm thinking, this is my thinking. Kick to the shins. Not even a kick to the shins, he can run at him. It's probably head height is Hitler's balls. So he headbutts him. Hitler's already down to the floor. Napoleon's got heels on. He wanted to be a little bit taller, so he wore heels. Stomp through the eye.
Hitler
he wins.
Could just whip out the bell.
He has no weaponry.
He might have it.
He has no weaponry.
Yeah, but you can't take his bell off him.
Took his own.
Why do you think he only had one ball? He threw the other.
Napoleon took the other.
When they were in an intergalactic death match. So the aliens are amusing themselves.
Price of alien technology, son.
Have you ever heard of Nordic aliens? 6 to 7 feet tall, blue eyes, blonde hair. Sound like anything you've heard of? These bastards are Aryans. You know who likes Aryans? The Nazis. These Nordic visitors come from one of the star systems nearest Earth in the constellation of Taurus. Academics have suggested that Nordic aliens are protectors associated with spiritual growth. Then why are these bastards starting wars? If you're concerned with world peace, do not start a war. That is the very opposite of peace. I don't have time to go into detail, but essentially, an Iranian news report claimed that Edward Snowden's leaks included confirmation that these aliens were responsible for the Nazis. It explains so much. But Nordics aren't the only things being linked with Hitler. Thoughts?
Again, I'm going to come off like an arsehole here. Wars do not equal peace. Except...
Oh dear. When we win them!
Oh, this sounds really fucking bad. You conquer the entire world and everyone bows down to you. Just thinking of the Mongols. He tried it. The world is apparently, what, 1/7 Mongol?
Mm-hmm. But the other 6/7 beat his ass.
Oh, I'm not saying that he won. But if he had, would that not have equaled peace? Not that I'm advocating it. I am not an advocate for world domination.
So if one man or lady came along and attacked the world and won, we wouldn't support it, but you'd help. But we wouldn't support it, but you'd help. Is that what you're saying?
No. I would understand it.
Very carefully chosen words there.
Unless it was Pinky in the Brain. They got all my help.
Pinky and the Brain, my gosh. I've not seen that for a long time.
One's a genius. The other's insane. And if you didn't know, they were laboratory mice who lived interesting lives. They are Pinky. Pinky in the Brain.
I feel like that was out of tune. In 2016, and this is absolutely true, a story came out from Russian media. 2 years earlier, Vladimir Melikov was leading an expedition into the Adygea area of Russia. Sorry. Apology accepted. Deep in the heart
Into the Adygea.
Deep in the heart of Mount Bolshoi, they made a shocking discovery. In a gloomy cave, a suitcase was found. This suitcase had the logo of the Nazi Arnurb. This group were created to investigate the history of the Aryan race. The suitcase was opened and inside were 2 skulls, the likes of which had never been seen before. Alien skulls, my friend. Yes! The hole in the bottom of the skull, the spinal position, if you will, suggested that these creatures moved on 2 legs. The facial bones are flat like a human, but the eye sockets are oversized. Above the eyes are 2 horn-like growths. The mouth was a series of holes. But let me leave you with this. Where you'd expect to find the brain? Nothing.
2 skulls in a suitcase.
Correct. Fact, I might add.
Facial bones are flat like a human.
Correct.
Oversized eye sockets.
Fact.
2 horn-like growths.
Correct.
Mouth was a series of holes.
Fact.
How did they communicate?
Well, I never said they didn't have tongues in those holes.
And why were the heads in a suitcase?
Well, where else are you going to put them?
Would you not bury them?
Well, they were probably buried originally, but then the Arnherbs found them and obviously popped them in a suitcase.
So you're saying that the 2 skulls were dug up, placed into the
I believe
suitcase.
so, yes.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Indeed.
But why not take the rest of the body?
Bit big for a suitcase, isn't it? What else?
Not if the bones are broken.
How else are they going to carry it? They're travelling through mountains here. They can't carry massive bags along with them. It's not like going on an airplane. You stick them in the hold. They've got to carry this stuff.
I'm not going to admit it, but you're making a good point.
But that's not all,
I never
son.
admitted it.
He admitted it. Shortly after...
Allegedly,
truthfully. Shortly after this discovery, in a nearby wood, another old briefcase was found. Inside this one was a photo of a man in a Nazi uniform, a ring bearing the symbol of the Nazi mountain troops, and high-resolution maps of the Adygia region. And on the front, you damn right, the Arnherb symbol. Arnherb means inherited from the forefathers. These guys were hell-bent on proving the Aryans were a superior race, godlike, if you will. They were looking for lost land, lost text, magical items, and supernatural artifacts. They were like the evil Indiana Jones.
who would play evil Indiana Jones? And also, supernatural artifacts and magical items. They were looking for wizard f***ing ones. I know that game.
Evil Indiana Jones.
Evil Indy.
Can't think of his name. The bloke out of Roseanne.
Dan Goodman.
Yeah! He'd be like, F it! Just kick everything. Like, good Indy, he's like rolling down hills, rolling underneath doors of their closing. Bad Indy just runs through the door.
Have you seen Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Yes, but not
George
for many
Clooney?
years.
He's in that. And he plays a clan member.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite easy to see him as Evil Indy because he's got an eye patch. And the more you say him as Evil Indy, I see him as
It makes
Evil Indy.
sense. It absolutely makes sense. He's really good at playing bad guys as well.
Does he fight one-on-one with normal Indy? Harrison Ford.
He wouldn't fight fair.
No, but do they fight?
Absolutely.
And, right, let's totally ignore...
We're going to put him in a room. Padded room.
We're going to totally ignore Indy 4. Doesn't exist.
Yep.
Let's use the bell and go back in time before this exists.
The Glock. Absolutely.
Do you take Raiders of the Lost Ark Indy? Temple of Doom Indy? Totally forgot the other name of the third indie film.
The Crystal Skull.
It's not that one. What is it? Raiders of the Lost Ark? Temple of Doom? Oh, I'm going to get so much shit for not remembering this.
And the Philosopher's Stone.
For a film nerd, this is awful. Hey Siri. What are the 3 Indiana Jones films?
Here are 4 Indiana Jones films.
I have to...
Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Temple of Doom. That's it, Temple of Doom. And I asked for 3, not 4. There isn't 4. So yeah.
I'm going Temple of Doom in Indy.
I'm going to go Temple of Doom Indy 2, even though I couldn't remember him.
I think he's more experienced, but Goodman's still taking him.
Is he taking Indy or is he taking Harrison?
Both.
Can I tag in Chewie?
Wrong franchise.
Same Harrison.
Can Goodman tag in Voldemort?
Wrong franchise.
Hey, man.
And it's not
Goodman
even
don't play fair. I told you, every trick in the book, Goodman is playing.
And still wins. I like Voldemort. Voldemort then turns and kills evil Indy. Jobs are good.
So we know Naziana Jones went to India and Africa. India may be one we get to in another episode. They went looking for some scrolls and got the swastika symbol from there. But they also went to an unpopulated area of Antarctica. Why do you think they went?
Before I even answer that, so they went to India and Africa. Okay. They went looking for scrolls and got the swastika symbol. So they must have known it stood for peace.
Did it stand for peace, though?
You trying to tell me it stood for war?
Or did it stand for an alien race? A Nordic alien race? We'll do that in another episode.
No, not buying it.
We'll do one on India.
I'll wait to see. I await your evidence.
Do you want me to Google it right now?
No.
Right. The Nazis went to Antarctica in 1939. The public purpose being to establish a whaling station in order to increase Germany's production of fat, cutting Germany's dependency on imported goods. Makes sense, right?
They're now killing whales too.
Well, that's the thing. They were there from January to April 1939, but
Fucking love whales.
no whaling station was ever established. A Chilean book published...
It was a ruse?
This is the thing. A Chilean book published in 1978 proposed that Hitler was an avatar or descendant of Vishnu, the Hindu supreme god, the god of protection, preservation of good, and controller of the universe. Sounds somewhat Nordic, right?
Sounds somewhat bullshit. No fucking way. Don't believe that at all. He was a twat.
You
But-
can't. But
On to the whaling station.
yes.
Do you think it's a case of the Germans are... Not the Germans now. Let me rephrase. The Nazi Germans were
Bitches.
such pricks that if they said they were doing something that wasn't totally... Excuse my French. Ish.
We might have to beat
People
that.
would then get suspicious. Like, they're doing something, it doesn't sound that bad. I'm now suspicious of what they're doing. If that makes sense.
So you can't see him as a avatar.
No.
It was suggested that Hitler, the Avatar, was in communion with giants in this Antarctic base. Now this gets ridiculous. The US
It
military,
wasn't already. Hitler's an avatar. The god of protection. Preservation of good.
the US military have actually confirmed that they sent a military expedition to the Nazi supposed secret base in Antarctica in 1946.
Did they find it?
This expedition included over 4,000 troops. Why would you do that unless you had definitive evidence it existed? The military claimed it was to prepare for a possible attack via the Arctic during the Cold War and to work on frozen military responses. But when you put 2 and 12 together, son, we know there were aliens there in contact with the Nazis. We know the same aliens who got the Nazis going are now running America. A secret Nazi base was also reported by the independent newspaper to have been discovered by Russians in 2016. There were secret Nazi bases. We had the Bell, vengeance weapons, man-made UFOs, alien skulls, technology so far advanced out of nowhere, Rasputin's dick. There's just so much that can only be explained by those bastard aliens influencing it all. So what you thinking?
Smoking too much weed.
Who was?
US military.
The whole of the US military
Yeah.
smoking too much weed.
Paranoia. They confirmed that they sent the military expedition, and which included over 4,000 troops. They never said they found anything. They've done it on a... Ooh, I heard they've done this. Let's go and send someone over there to have a look. Just in case they do something before us. Paranoia. What else was there? Alien skulls. Check. They're aliens. They're skulls. Where does Rasputin's dick come into any of this?
I never said that.
Did I mishear that?
Absolutely.
I have no idea why I have Rasputin's dick on my ring, but it's there. And aliens. Aliens.
I got Rasputin's dick on my brain.
Influence.
Can't concentrate. I just see Rasputin's dick everywhere.
Just walking along the street. Something taps you on the shoulder. Think it's someone's hand. You turn. Rasputin's dick.
Oh no, it's Rasputin's dick again.
What are you doing here, Dick?
Where's the rest of Rasputin?
Oh, it's just floating around here somewhere.
Dick's got a voice.
It's Rasputin, son.
It's so high pitched.
How did you imagine it? Low.
More Russian, to be honest.
Oh, fair enough. Right, I think the Americans are paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Man-made UFOs, yes. The bell. End.
Right, before we make final decisions, being responsible former MIBs, we like to look to science, you monster. You know what? No. I can't. I've seen so many sources for all this, probed so much evidence, my prober is sore. The bell is alluded to, but I don't know how that works. The alien crash? I wasn't in the MIBs at that time. Nordic aliens? Makes sense, but I don't know who they appeared to. Court documents suggest crazy technology, but I don't actually have much physical evidence to present to you or scientifically examine. That makes it really hard to probe. It was either aliens or it wasn't, I guess, although the skulls have been suggested to be demons. What are you saying?
No, that makes more sense. Demons.
It were demons!
Demons, I
I
guess.
seen the demon!
Aliens, no.
But demons? It was demons! Oh, shit!
I've dealt with demons before. I mean, you've met my sisters.
I've also heard of the chicken running around without a head. Demon!
Demon! I can't. Do we have any pictures of the bell?
I can actually find some for you. There are pictures of it, yes.
Are you going
More-
to just show me a picture of a bell?
So when I was first putting this research together, I did debate sliding... Because what we have are diagrams from like the court cases. So I was debating putting two diagrams with a picture in the middle of them of a naked dude's dick.
Also, earlier you mentioned something about a picture of someone in a Nazi uniform
Yes.
that was found. Do we have that picture?
I don't have it on me. Perhaps I
But
can...
you have it locked away somewhere?
It's a secret!
What's your real name?
My name is Jeff. I made myself laugh.
Right, back to reality, if you can call it that.
Aliens, yes or no? What are you saying?
No.
Was that a yes?
No, it wasn't. It's the Nazis and aliens. I just can't make that. Did he just fall asleep and have a dream? And then while he was like, where did they get the skulls? Do you reckon they're just animal skulls? Do you reckon they are baby goats that died? Don't ask me how their faces are human-like.
White
but
goats.
Horns.
You
It's
could
the
have
only
gone
thing
for
I could think
anything
of.
human-like. Gorillas, monkeys.
Horns.
Yeah. Well, that's better than having a goat with a human face, a monkey with horns.
What's scarier?
Well, if a goat was running towards me,
With a human face?
or a
And
gorilla
horns.
was running towards me with horns, I reckon I could take the goat. Fuck the gorilla.
You've never fought a goat, son.
You'd never fought Donkey Kong, clearly.
I did. I beat him with Kirby. And I hate Kirby.
Kirby's a little pink prick. Right, so you're saying that it was aliens, yeah?
What I'm saying is, no, it's not aliens. I think this may be one of the first cases of fake news. And maybe this...
To be fair...
This is what the Americans got from it.
The whole Nazi agenda from like the 20s and 30s was all fake news. It was all propaganda.
They're maybe not one of the first, but it continues the line. Fake
Absolutely.
news.
But yeah, this was obviously a disgusting time in human history, and I think it's easy to look to other explanations to explain how we, as a species, let this happen. But until I see a Nordic, I'm afraid for this one, I'm not saying it was aliens either. Those alien skulls were a little interesting though. Perhaps if I'd have focused down on one area, it might have been a little bit different, but I just really wanted to give you a taste of this whole crazy world. You know, like when you go out and you've focused all your efforts on one girl and perhaps score her digits by the end of the night? Or you can scattergun everywhere, try to talk to every single girl you see and put everyone off your slutty ways? I feel like I've just done the latter.
And not for the first time.
For the first time on record.
Not the first time I've seen.
The first time anyone has ever heard. Well, that's it for today. We shot all over the place on this one in a bit of a mix-up to our usual format. Let us know what you think.
You shot all over the place.
I
Scattergunned.
And you shit the chair.
Not yet. They haven't appeared. Oh, shit!
Oh, his head's been cut off.
Gonna need a tissue.
Right, so maybe you know more, or maybe you'd like us to dive deeper on one specific topic. You can let us know via email at butitwasaliens@gmail.com. You can probe us on Instagram
#probe.
#probe at butitwasalienspodcast. You can probe us on the Twitter at butitwasaliens. I've been your host, Kevin the Grey. He still is Granville Moonwalker. We will see you next Thursday on But It Was Aliens.
But it was alien.
You know when you said about how they communicate, I was thinking about just going...
Oh, I would have lost my shit.